What's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. I'm your boy NarikChase, and in this video we are going to be talking about a very interesting subject. Now, for those who don't know, and before I get into my tirade and everything, be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification button to get the best of what we have going on this channel. Now, for those who don't know, Horizon Zero Dawn is one of my favorite video game franchises. I think the world is well written. I think it's beautifully designed. I like the characters. I like the combat. I like the premise. I love just pretty much everything about it. I've just gotten into the sequel. I bought it for my significant other. She really enjoyed it, so now I'm playing it. In fact, I need to go back and replay the first game on hard mode. Then come back and then replay the second one in hard mode. Now it's come out. At first, I was a rumor, but apparently it's true, I guess, that the Guerrilla Games, whoever the developers were deciding to make another sequel to this. And I'm happy about it, but I'm also kind of worried because there was another sequel that they did make, but it was like a rail shooter. And honestly, I don't know what the hell they were thinking about making Horizon Zero Dawn to like a rail shooter type. So this next one is supposed to be a multiplayer game, and I'm all up for that. I like it. I think it's actually a pretty good idea, but there is some things that should be taken in consideration when making a multiplayer game for a game like Horizon. Now, Horizon is an exceptionally large game. It's made The first two games are made as single player campaigns, and for what it is, it works. But that doesn't mean that it should be limited to that. Now, I don't want them to try to do the whole over the online shit. I don't want them to do that. Uh, Similar to what they did with, bogus ass Fallout 76. But there is a way to, I believe there is a way that they can proceed about going about it while allowing people to go online to play it. Me personally, I would like it for it to be single player, where you can possibly have bots, pick bots to play these matches with you, or go online, of course, and play it online with other people. Now, I did come up with a list of 10 things that I did want to see in the multiplayer. So bear with me so try to get through this as quick as I can. First, the 10 things that I'm going to go through are 10 ideas that I had, and I'm kind of glanced over the internet and seen some interesting ideas that could be posted into it. I think before I get into it, I'm a fan of Monster Hunter World. I really like that game. I like the multiplayer aspect that's been brought into it. And I think that if Horizon could somewhat adopt similar elements to like the Monster Hunter franchise with its multiplayer and how it constructs itself into the world of the game, I think that it would work a lot better too, because those are some pretty decent mechanics, not only towards getting into the queue and loading up and things like that, but also generally with the gameplay and how it operates when working with other people to, I don't know, perhaps take down these really big monsters and stuff. Which now that I said that, I need to go back and actually beat Monster Hunter World. Fucking awesome ass game, by the way. But I also think it should be something similar to like the Borderlands with their multiplayer, where you drop in and out, and it's very seamless. If it not really seamless, but I've never really had too much trouble with Borderlands getting people online and stuff. So if we can take those two different concepts and put them together to actually make a really cool multiplayer gameplay experience with really good mechanics, I'm all for that. But let's go ahead and jump into the 10. So first of all, of course, I would think one of the best things they can do is racing. Why not take so I wrote down some of the ideas right here. Why not race on the machines, overwrite broadheads, chargers, claw striders, and bristlebacks, and just race, each one having their own abilities and how that can compete with the other one's abilities. Where you can say, hey, the broadheads are pretty steady. They're the decent speed, but they're not fat. They're not too fast. You can say, hey, with the bristlebacks, they're more like, instead of running around obstacles, they can potentially go through them. Or you can say, hey, the claw striders, they move faster. They're a bit more maneuverable. So that would work to their advantage, but each one having certain strengths that work on certain maps in certain areas. I think a racing game would be pretty cool, and also doing the same thing with the in the air, because for those that don't know, it was introduced a mechanic of being able to ride the Sun Wings in Forbidden West. So why not go ahead and use the Glint Hawks and the Sun Wings and race through the air? Perhaps go through these certain rings. Perhaps go through these like caverns and stuff. Perhaps go through these valleys, these trees, just something really cool like that. Or if you want to get even more creative, why not? I guess do the alligators too, be in the water, perhaps go underwater and be able to just uh, race underwater through the little caverns and down rivers and stuff, or ride on top of the alligators and move it to where it go to the left or go to the right to avoid obstacles. And again, they have weapons and stuff on us, so they can tackle things. So that's a good idea. That'd be a good idea. Definitely racing with the machines. Now, also for the second one, number two, I'm going to say racing, but during the platforming sequences, like who can get to the top first. Now, there's a lot of platforming in these games, and outside of like the linear sections, there are a couple of sections where you can take multiple routes to get to certain objectives. And like, why not have that? First person gets to the top, you can make it to where they like there's like loose rocks and stuff like that to help make the journey a bit more treacherous, or be able to utilize that to help delay people from getting up there, give people certain advantages, or take away certain advantages from other people. But I think that right there is another absolutely cool idea. Or you can say, hey, climb up and take those herbs and stuff, and pick those herbs and stuff for like health. Say like a rock or something hits you, it takes off your health, and if too many rocks hit you, or if you fall and you hit like a cliff further down and it takes you and it damages you, you can have those herbs and stuff that you climbed on the way up catching, gathering and stuff, and it helps you. So like have like racing utilizing the platform. That's actually a pretty cool idea as well. Number three, of course, they have the dungeon runs. They're not called dungeons specifically. I can't remember what they're called right now. It's freaking stupid. But go in there, have the group go in there, see who can get through the dungeon first. Have perhaps it's 3 different dungeons, maybe it's 4 different dungeons, maybe it's the same dungeon that everybody's through, but they all trying to figure out how to get to from the start to the last. Or hell, what if they have 4 different routes in the same dungeon, and you have similar traps and contraptions and platforming sections? That way it's again and enemy types as well. Or maybe it's like, okay, there's 4 doors or something, and everybody ends up going to this room, and they have to platform to these different sections to get the specific key that they need to get through their specific door. And perhaps they're either fighting each other, perhaps they're fighting different machines, perhaps it's the platforming that becomes um, you know the basically the obstacle that they have to deal with. But I think that'll be a pretty good idea as well. Not that this potentially racing, but I guess that would be considered a different type of racing. But yeah, dungeon run, or whoever can make it to the last gets a special item. It gets a bonus or something. Get unlockables. Like, I think that's actually pretty cool. Get certain perks. What's those little balls that you can put inside your weapons and your club? For special effects. Those too earn special those. So that's 3 right there. Number 4, of course, horde mode, where you sit at a position where there's defending people, whether you're setting up like a defensive position around a village. Do like Gears of War with the horde mode. You can either have different clans attacking, like the bad guy clans attacking with their machines, and you have to defend a position similar to the final battle before the final battle in the first Horizon game. Or you can have to where you possibly are assaulting a position, and you have to take out these different hordes of, again, man and machine that you have to deal with. I think that'll be freaking awesome. uh, going back to Gears of War, why not do like a beast mode? Have it to where you are perhaps the machine master or something. Maybe you're Ares. You're trying to assault an area and you're summoning these different machines to do your job. And the more people you kill, the more points that you get to where you can summon bigger, better machines. Or if you want to go with it, hey, maybe not that. Maybe it's resources that you collect to build, that you have to gather a certain amount of to build machines. Or you can have it to where your machines are gathering resources. You have to make machines to protect those from clans, tribes are trying to attack you, so that way you can make make bigger ones. I think that'd be a good idea, and that even go back to the horde mode where okay, the more of these creatures that you destroy, the more scrap and items and stuff, the better your defenses are. You can upgrade your defenses, upgrade your weapons and stuff. I think that'll be pretty good. So number 4 would be a horde mode. Number 5 will be a beast mode. Now this is the one I think would be something. The first thing people pop up in the head, it'd be like that. What's that game? Ark Survival. Number 6 would be like a boss mode, where it's 4 people, 4 players, and they're taking on one of these apex machines. You can have them either fight the Dreadwing, Stormbird, Shell Snapper, Thunderjaw, the Slaughter Spine, the Sliver Fang. The Sliver Fang's fucking hard as hell. The Spectre, the Tide Ripper, the Tremor Tusk. Tremor Tusk are freaking awesome. The Corruptors, freaking awesome. The Behemoths, freaking awesome. Or the Deathbringers, a pain in the ass but fun to fight. So all of those have like tiered Deathbringers or something. Have these really huge ones, different tiers, and it takes 4 people utilizing different tactics and coordination to take down these beasts. Just like the Ark Survival, just like in Monster Hunter World. Hell, if you want to go back to the Borderlands when you're fighting the big ass monsters or the weapons and stuff, not the weapons, the Volt creatures that you have to deal with. So I think that'll be a pretty good idea as well. But the boss mode would probably be the thing I want to play against the most. But I think that's a good idea. So going to number 7, the tribes. I think, you should be able to pick different tribes, pick a character from a different tribe. You can be a Nora, you could be a Karja, you could be a Osiram, Banuk, Utaru, Tanakh, or a Quinn. Each one should have different abilities. They should have different weapons. I mean, you should have access to I'm not sure about that, because if you're doing it like that, you're going to be doing it like kind of like a class system, where some will be more geared towards long range, some close range, some medical, and some will be suited for like the bow and arrow. Some will be more suited for like that weird thing that's like, or you have somebody that's like a trap master or something. So, and like that's an interesting idea to play with that too. Which one of the tribes will be more focused on setting traps, while others will be more like close combat? Which ones would be more versed at long range? Which one would be more versed in utilizing like herbs, gathering techniques? I mean, if you go by gatherer, the Nora are actually gatherers. So I guess you could say they could gather stuff faster than the other ones. Perhaps they would even be pushed more towards like a medical unit in the group. Like I think, see, that good idea. Good idea. And they have the different tribes, have different characters, backstories, different type of weapons. I think that'd be freaking awesome to do it like that. And also have the customization, have certain villages utilize certain equipment where other ones don't, have them have their own original design, so that way people can customize all of these different characters. They feel distinct and different and not the same. I think that'll work out as well. Also, these tribes could be a good way of fleshing the tribes out a bit more, because generally when you're playing a Horizon game, you are seeing the game mostly from damn near the whole game, both the game from Aloy's point of view. So a lot of stuff that's going on in the village, you only have a limited time and a limited opportunity to be a part of that. Whereas if you actually are from the tribe, you have a bit more insight to what's going on. You can relay that to different friends. Now, whether these are completely original characters that people can just customize, or they're actually characters from the village that can be customized. Because me personally, I love games where you can create a character, but if I could actually pick from any of these village and customize those characters, I think I can deal with that. I think I can deal with that. So the tribes, customization, I think that adds to story and gameplay and makes it a bit more personal for players such as myself. Also, that was number 7. Number 8, clan wars, and this goes back to the different tribes and stuff. You can be a part of this tribe, and you have to defend your position or defend your home against another tribe, them, and you're fighting other humans and their machines and stuff, and they'll utilize certain machines that these use these certain machines. They use this certain weapon, these certain techniques. You use these certain weapons, you use these certain techniques. You could be defending your home from invading forces, or you could be going out to invade other forces, kind of like what's that in Overwatch, where it's not the King of the Hill. I can't remember, but it's like you're moving your position, and whoever gets the furthest position. I can't remember what it's freaking called now for some freaking reason. I keep wanting to say King of the Hill, but I don't think it's that. But it's you basically defending your position, or you could just move up a space, and if your opponents end up knocking you off in that space, you have to go back, and if they make it to your spot, you lose, and if you make it to their spot, you win. I think that'll be freaking awesome. That's actually a pretty good idea. But yeah, I would like to have clan wars, and it goes back to the whole tribe thing where they function basically like guilds. So tribal clan wars. I think, of course, because Aloy is such a prominent archer, let's have archery contests. Now, whether these could be like those dummy targets, see who can hit the best dummy targets, or if you're actually shooting at an animal, I mean a machine, archery contest. What more do I have to say? Uh, and finally, in as part 10, I did have it to where I said, okay, there'd be like missions and stuff that you can go on and do those missions together. I think that'll be freaking fun. I think that'll be awesome. You can go on with your friends to uh, try to retrieve something, protect somebody, rescue somebody. Because you know how they have those bad guy hideouts, and you can go up in there, you can pretty much kill everybody. You can do that with your friends and stuff, or you can protect the group from a machine, or you know what I'm saying? Just like more interesting world building type stuff. I'm not really, uh, not really saying like, okay, you're gonna go fight this big monster that's terrorizing this town. I'm like, ain't that part of the boss mode? Like, no, no, no. You know what I mean? Perhaps go to this ruins and try to find something. Try exploring, trying to get to this next part. These people need to get on the other side of this mountain. You have to help them if it's having to deal with platforming or protecting them from these various groups or various machines. Just generally just missions altogether would be number 10. So going back over what I had said, the top 10 things that I want them to consider for the Horizon multiplayer game are racing with the machines, racing for the platform with platforming, dungeon runs, a horde mode, a beast mode similar to Gears of War 3, a boss mode similar to Monster Hunter, similar to Ark Survival. Or I think I'm saying it wrong, but I don't care. Uh, the next part 7, I think. Yeah, 7 is the tribe and customization, guild like. Uh, There's the Tribe Wars will be the next one, which will be 8. 9 archery contest, and 10, of course, would be missions. Now, to go back to what I said about the boss mode and like the horde mode, I was just playing Horizon Forbidden West, and there are these little modes where there's somebody to hire you to go, somebody to challenge you to go do a challenge. Like you run into a bunch of, you know, I don't know, broadheads and chargers and stuff, and you have to do a certain challenge while being assaulted by all these other things, like something like that. Something like that. I think that'll be interesting. But yeah, I don't want to be on here too long. But guys, those are my top 10 things I want to see in the next Horizon game, which is hopefully a multiplayer game. In the comment section below, let me know, what are your thoughts? Do you want to see another Horizon game, multiplayer Horizon game? Do you agree with any of the top 10 ideas that I threw out there? If you have any ideas yourself, let me know in the comment section below. Be sure to hit that like, share, subscribe, and the notification button to get the best of what we got going on this channel. And we'll definitely catch you guys later.